What's going on, everybody? C4, welcome back to the channel. Today we're for a new Madden 23 rebuild, where we are starting from the fall of the 2023 NFL Draft with a very polarizing draft class. But this was the top commented team in the comments and on Twitter for me to do, and that is the Detroit Lions. A polarizing draft class. You either love it or hate it. I loved it, but I don't love it enough to defend what's wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of just back away from the Detroit Lions draft class. I would say from the players that they added, I think they did amazing. Jahmyr Gibbs was my running back 2. Jack Campbell was my linebacker 1. Sam Laporta was my tight end 4, but it was a great tight end class. I wouldn't have been shocked if he snuck into... Yeah, okay, maybe I'd be a little bit shocked he went in the first round, but like if he went first round, it wouldn't have been absurd. Like, I think he reminds me a lot of Dallas Goedert. They got Brian Branch, who's safety 1, and then you got Hendon Hooker, who's like the last interesting developmental quarterback in this year's draft class. So, that's good. The haul that they got in the rest of the class, we just simmed it out there. The other guys don't exist in the draft class that they were able to get, which sucks. I thought Antoine Green would have been kind of cool. But, so that's good. The players they got is good. The value, though, is suspect. You know, you had 2 first-round picks, and you get a running back and a linebacker. Just positions that aren't valued whatsoever. But I think it's also fair to be like, if you move some of these around. If you had Brian Branch at their first pick, you got safety. I mean, even then, safety's not overvalued. But if you went like Brian Branch first, Jahmyr Gibbs second, Jack Campbell third, Sam Laporta fourth, Hendon Hooker 5, or something like that as their pop big picks. If you just mix the order up a little bit, I think the people that are against this draft class would be a little bit open-minded. But either way, great haul. Didn't really have a big free agency, but they got some nice pieces there. Retooled the secondary a little bit. Let's just look at the draft. Let's just look at our roster right now. We'll do the whole freaking preview right now. The Detroit Lions are, I think, favorites. They're going to be favorites. We're doing this not because the roster needs a lot of work. We're doing this because we just need to see Detroit be good. And you know, we got David Montgomery coming in. You got the veteran there, Marvin Jones Jr. coming in. But like Montgomery and Gibbs, got to utilize both these guys. Honestly, we're probably going to make Gibbs our starter, even though the ratings like that, you know, you don't use a first round pick on a running back and have him be your backup. That's just not how it's going to do. We also, on the defensive side, this really, you know, they made some moves. They got Emmanuel Mosley coming over from the Niners. Sutton coming over from the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming over from my Philadelphia Eagles. In our sim, too, we got a nice little dev trait there for Kirby Joseph, which we're not going to take away, and James Houston. I mean, this is a team. This is a team that doesn't have a lot of weakness. The one weakness would be, what Jared Goff are you going to get? Are you going to get the Jared Goff that was an absolute bum with the Rams, or you're gonna get the Jared Goff that looked kind of decent last year? Like, do they finally have like the offensive coordinator in place that can replicate what McVay was kind of able to get out of Jared Goff, or is Jared Goff gonna regress? And then, you know, you got an older quarterback prospect here in Hendon Hooker who's not even gonna have an opportunity to see the field till he's 25. You know, the only worry I would say for the Detroit Lions is quarterback purgatory. I think the roster is good enough that they're not going to suck enough to get like a Drake May, Caleb Williams big-time quarterback in 2024. So it's just like, I don't know. That's my only worry. We're not even going to think about that. We're going to be optimistic. We're going to find a quarterback. If he's on this roster, we're going to find another one. We will find one, and we are winning a Super Bowl within the next 5 seasons with the Detroit Lions. We are about to accomplish the impossible. One of the most cursed sim franchises since I've done Madden videos, going all the way back to, I don't even know, Madden 13, Madden 4, Madden 12, Madden 11, whatever it is. Detroit always sucks, except today we're winning a Super Bowl. So the midway point of year 1, Jared Goff kind of in his bag right now. Dev trait. Had a dev trait scenario, hit it with a victory over the Vegas Raiders. We started 0-4, and we are on a 4-game win streak right now. Take it. 4-4, slow start, but you know, it's not how how the sausage is made. We're mid-season, and we are tied for first place in an ugly NFC North, where 4-4 is the top spot. With that, do we get an even upgrade for Jared Goff? All right, damn, we did not. Do we get to see Jahmyr Gibbs dev trade? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this is a Goldie boy. But let me verify that. One more game. All right, let's look at some contracts here. Now, I assume Detroit has good salary cap space. Yeah, we got $101 million. So with that, let's spend it wisely. Marvin Jones, veteran, probably can bounce. Alex Anzalone got a little surplus requirement. with the first-round pick of Jack Campbell. As much as it pains me to say about my Florida Gator, acquires depth right now behind James Houston. Reynolds is depth. Jonah Jackson on the offensive line, sure, give him a 3-year deal, $16.5 million. He's plug and play, should be a nice little, should hold his job down there at left guard for the foreseeable future. Mosley's solid, has the dev trade. Don't know if how long of a commitment. We'll go, if he takes 3.5 and 3, it's just depth. A cornerback position for this upcoming draft is the spot that I set my national scouts, so we're going to have a lot of information for the corner room. So if that's kind of the way that he's taking that one up, we're going to draft a corner. I think that's going to be our target anyways. CJGJ. I want to keep him here. Even though things did not end well with him in Philadelphia. Even though I think he has the worst agent of all time. Let me just put this here, because I made a tweet. This is how I feel about it. He was my #1 target that I wanted to bring back to Philadelphia. Gator bias included, because he played for my Florida Gators. He was awesome for the Florida Gators. He was one of my favorite players coming out of Florida. He was one of my favorite players in the draft class. He was my sleeper in the draft class. I rated him higher than 95% of people in the draft class. And obviously, he's turned out to be a very good player. Had a bunch of interceptions with the Eagles. Now, that being said, if I'm going to be a little copium, I think when you look at the interceptions for Gardner-Johnson last year, if that's what you're basing how good he is, not the best tackler. Like, he didn't have, like, you hear 6 interception or whatever. He had 5-6 picks. Missed some games as well. Could have been better. But I do think he's a good player, but he excelled in a great defense. I don't know if he was playing for, say, Detroit last year, where the Detroit Lions did not have a particularly good defense. Would he have got 6 interceptions? Where some players, they just get their picks. Diggs. If Trevon Diggs was on like any team in the NFL, he's probably getting 4 or 5 picks a year. That's just the style of player that he is. I think the production of Gardner-Johnson last year was a little bit of the Philadelphia Eagles, but at the end of the day, if you have a terrible agent, he moved to Philly in a trade because he wanted to leave the Saints, because where he's at the Saints, he was a slot. He wanted to play safety. So he went to Philadelphia, played safety, had a career year, and that's when you cash out. You have to cash out at that point. Philly offered him a multi-year deal. He wanted to get more money, hit the open market. Philly gave him a 1-year deal offer. I know it probably wasn't the best because we gave the money that he originally was supposed to get to James Bradbury, and then he goes signs with the Detroit Lions. So you turned a career year with the Eagles into another 1-year prove-it deal. Luckily, in this scenario, we're going to give him the bag. But in real life, it sucks. I wish it could have worked out. Really like him. Is what it is at the end of the day. And I hope he can help turn around the Detroit Lions, and he's doing so here in this rebuild at least. And our new look Detroit Lions in year 1 probably meets expectations. 11-6, winning the NFC North, which I all think are attainable for year 1 for the Detroit Lions. Take a look at our stats. We know Jared Goff played well enough to go up dev trade in season. Holy shit. Might not have to at least look for a quarterback right away. 4,900 yards, 42. Where's that for yardage? He finishes 6th in yards, 2nd in touchdowns. We might have a superstar Jared Goff career redemption. And I'll be honest, I did not go into this rebuild thinking like, oh, it's going to be a Hendon Hooker rebuild. Let's get some nice pictures of Hendon Hooker to put in the thumbnail. But did not think whatsoever that Jared Goff was going to like establish himself as like the guy. Plays like this, might be. He just might be. We have 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Gibbs, 10 touchdowns. David Montgomery, so like able to utilize both these players. I don't think Kabinda should be getting 5 freaking touchdowns there, but it is what it is. Receiving 84 catches, 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns for St. Brown, who's really good in the Madden sim. Like, he's almost always going up to an X factor when I'm playing any other rebuild, just seeing him hit the open market. So that's awesome. Jamison Williams stopped betting on sports and team facilities. Got on the field, 87 catches, 1,200 yards, 8 tutties. That's great. Laporta in his rookie season, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns. You'll take that every day of the week. Really, the only number that's a little bit surprising is like for how much of a weapon Gibbs is out the backfield. Probably want to utilize him a little bit more there as a receiver. But all in all, pretty fine. Defensively, Rodrigo and Jack Campbell lead the team. 123 tackles, 11 TFLs for Rodrigo, 118 tackles, 3 interceptions for Jack Campbell. We had 11 sacks for Hutchinson, 7.5 for James Houston. You know, that's a little bit underwhelming in terms of the passing numbers there. 58 tackles, 2 interceptions for Brian Brantz. Gardner-Johnson, 95 tackles, had an interception as well. Looking at the yearly awards, MVP goes to Josh Allen, with Jared Goff coming in and getting that sympathy top 10, number 10 spot. Offensive player of the year, we got Alvin Kamara, Aaron Donald, Anthony Richardson. Gibbs was runner-up for offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie there goes to Tyree Wilson. Jack Campbell coming in at number 3, kind of burning through the rest of these awards here. No respect whatsoever for the Detroit Lions. Then again, really looking at the defensive side of the ball, probably didn't have anybody worthy of an award. But what a way to start the wild card round against the 9-8 Green Bay Packers, a heated divisional rivalry. Want to get that playoff victory, which is exactly what we're able to do. 35-19, rolling into the divisional round against the 11-6 Dallas Cowboys, one of the teams you never want to see. Really, it's the Cowboys and Bucks. Don't matter. Handle them. Wow. That is respect. Anytime that you could beat the team that's, oh my God. Goff was bad, and then Dak was all-time bad. 3 interceptions for Jared Goff, which is butt cheeks. 5 interceptions for Dak Prescott, which is on brand in a meaningful game. Sutton, Campbell, Gardner-Johnson, Walker, and Branch. Sucks to suck. And the Detroit Lions on a Cinderella run. The only team that stands between us and a Super Bowl appearance in year 1 of a 5-year rebuild is the Washington Commanders under new ownership. Almost too good to be true. Yeah, let's be honest. We would have made the Super Bowl and got shit pumped by the Chiefs probably anyways. Oh, it wasn't even close. What happened? That's why. They got Anthony Richardson. Goff, hey, you know what? Goff isn't the reason why we lost that game. We just could not run the football on the Commanders. Good defense. When Josh Reynolds is your leading receiver, probably not the best. Jack Campbell, we had 3 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson. Hell of a game. But, you know what? Ahead of schedule, man. I thought they were going to win the division. It'd be nice to get one playoff victory. The fact that we were 1 win away from being the champions of the NFC and going to the Super Bowl, I was expecting probably to be this spot maybe year 3. Ahead of schedule. Could be worse. God damn, Commanders with Anthony Richardson going to win the Super Bowl. Gator fan of me is content with that result. Taking a look at our squad, though, as we roll into the offseason. Jahmyr Gibbs got unveiled as a superstar dev. Amon-Ra St. Brown earned an X Factor. Jared Goff earned a superstar dev. Not really any other dev trait, I thought. Maybe Laporta could have got a dev trait there off of normal. He had a good season, especially for a rookie tight end. Jameson Williams might have been flirting. He had a solid year with a dev trait increase. But all in all, no one got robbed. The guys I expected to go up did go up. On the defensive side, we got Jack Campbell goes from normal to a star. Awesome. And that's about it. And again, you look at the defense. Who really, outside of our 2 linebackers and Aiden Hutchinson, really had like a great year? No one. So, end of the day, Brian Branch also just started there. He was one of our hit rookies. We're in a good spot. And for free agency, I know we have a lot of upcoming contracts, so I didn't want to go too crazy, but we'll try to make a big splash here. D-tackle is a big need for us. So we're going to look at Derek Brown. We are coming in with the biggest bid by far and making sure we secure that signature. 4 years. Just over $70 million total. So I think I got a little bit bamboozled here. It said this draft class was strong at corner and scouting all the first round corners. I'm not seeing like a lot of home runs. Sometimes you do. But the 3 guys look the best. We had Rasheed Wooden. We extra scouted him. He's 2nd, 3rd round talent. In the top corner, 1st, 2nd round. So the guy that we clearly want is Tony Herron. Got that hair on, baby. So we're going to be looking and just kind of keeping an eye on this board. Maybe we'll have to be aggressive because that's the corner we need to leave this first round with. And after going pick through pick, it seems like a lot of people scouted corners because corners did not go off the board early. Top corner that we had, overall, I thought he'd go like top 10. He ended up slipping to about 20. So the only corner that could be okay that we didn't really scout is Alex Johnson here out of Ohio State. Elite speed, elite acceleration and elite strength, which is kind of weird. But we need someone that can play on the outside because Brian Branch is our nickel, and we have so I mean, Herron's the guy. Hopefully, there's a dev trade here. He has elite acceleration, elite agility, good speed, not straight line speed, but compensates a little bit. 6'2", so he's long. He can play on the outside. Give me that dev. Let's go. We're kind of into BPA here. Need an Alexander Zaloni replacement as our 3rd linebacker. And I think we're going to go with David Moore here. We're going to gamble on the traits. First in the 40-yard dash, 3-cone, 20-yard shuttle. All things you're looking for. Has A zone coverage, A pursuit. Usually that yields a hidden dev. And that's what we get here. Really like my final pick for my draft board. We have Wooden, the other corner that I kind of scouted. Doesn't look too bad, honestly. 2 Bs, 2 Cs, 6'3", 4.32 at his pro day. Strong as well. Sure. All right, let this guy that I even kind of pondered the first round fall to me in the third. I'll take him every day of the week. You know what? For a team that still utilizes a fullback in the 7th round, I'll take a hidden dev fullback. Only got him because he had lineman level strength. Look at our draft recap here. I mean, we couldn't have started the draft. First 3 picks were 3 guys that I identified early in the process. Able to get all of them. Tony Herron, 75 hidden dev corner. David Moore, 74 hidden dev linebacker. Rasheem Wooden, who I considered even in the first round, was still there. 72 with a hidden dev. We get a 70 wideout, 66 safety, 74 kicker, and 72 hidden dev fullback. Fullbacks matter. That's it. I love that draft class. Midway point of year 2, sitting atop the NFC North, but looking competitive as us, the Bears, and the Vikings all have 5 wins. But hopefully we can, hold our lead position here all the way to the end. We have $141 billion. Talk about some contracts here. All right. Well, St. Brown gets first crack because he's been awesome. We're going to give him everything he needs to stay here because he's incredible. He's such a good player in the sim. We have Taylor Decker. We're going to give him a 3-year deal because you're riding your linemen into the ground until they're ready to retire. So hard to replace, especially dev trait line. We have a Lynn McNeil at D tackle. Seems like, you could pay, if he takes this, take him there, and if there's a really good D tackle, you bring in some competition. It's not like you're paying him enough that he has to keep starting. This is a tough one, but given how he played last year, I really would love him to take this deal. I wish that interest meter was like a green so that he likely would take this neutral deal. Because you go up there, it's an extra year at $50 million. Do I want to commit either way, this is the jump off point. You know what we're going to do? I want to see what he does this year. We're winning some games, but if he plays like he did and lights up the league again, I'll pay extra if he's worth it for the remainder of this rebuild. But I think let's wait and see till the end of the year what Jared Goff does this year. If he plays like he did last year, even if he plays close to what he did last year, this is going to be a Jared Goff Detroit Lion rebuild. If not, I don't want to get locked on that money with an average quarterback. I'd rather be aggressive in that department. So let's wait and see. But 5-2, pretty good start for Goff and company. And then if you're 2, pretty damn good. 11-6. First things first, are we going to pay Jared Goff? Let's see. The answer to that is, The answer to that is, I wish that was a little bit better. You know what? Yeah. 35 touchdowns, 9 picks. Now, there's always going to be that side of, like, if we have another good quarterback, would he just be able to replicate this? But then there's the other side of this is still kind of a realistic rebuild. And realistically, if Jared Goff is playing like this, he's going to get a bag with the Detroit Lions. So, we'll pay him. Got 11-9 there for Jahmyr Gibbs. 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, St. Brown. 1,011 for Jameson Williams. He's been solid. He's been really, really solid. Don't really have that third wide receiver. Definitely a missing piece of the offense. Defensively, Rodrigo over 100 tackles. We got 13 sacks from Hutchinson, 6 from Derek Brown, 5.5. Need pass rush. I think we need someone else that can chip in. It can't just be the Aiden Hutchinson show. Interceptions, Jack Campbell with 2. Leading the team, or tied for the lead. Yearly awards. Anthony Richardson is just okay. Great. We're going up against God mode Anthony Richardson here in this video. Cool. Looking for some Detroit Lions. Looking for some Detroit Lions. We don't get a single damn line. Back-to-back years, not a single damn one gets an award. Yet we've won the division. We're going on runs here. We got the Niners in the wild card round. Last year, a win away from the Super Bowl. This year, let's run the gauntlet. And we stumble out the blocks, 31-29. We lose to the San Francisco 49ers in this matchup because Brock Purdy is apparently good, I think. Not really, though. All right, well, the good news, before we look at anything, the fact that we crashed and burned kind of sucks. But we have the #1 defense in the NFL. We have an insane amount of salary cap space, even after we extend. And I mean, I'll say this. There's a chance we don't get Jared Goff. But I'll be aggressive. Let's take a look at our roster as it relates to dev traits here. And take a look at the offense. Whoa, maybe Jared Goff lost his superstar. Huh. Interesting. On the defensive side, Derek Brown lost his superstar. Brian Branch gained a superstar. And just a lot of other like neutral stances there. But man, Jared Goff loses the superstar dev. Maybe that, I hope that interest meter is up a little bit, because I don't know. I don't know, man. We're in an awkward spot right now for that QB1 position. And there's still zero movement on Jared Goff. I'll offer him this. If he takes it, we're stuck with him. If not, I'll let him hit the open market. We'll see what other quarterbacks are available, and I'll likely still offer him another deal, but no interest in staying here. So if you're a Detroit Lion fan, like, come on, C4, you got to get Goff. Doesn't want to stay here. And do I overpay for a guy that lost his dev trait? That being said, the QB market is dry, and he's clearly the best guy. We'll put in an aggressive offer. But if not, what's the worst guy? Maybe there's someone else that's interesting out there. Let's slip through the cracks that could come in here and be a fresh shot in the arm to this Detroit Lion offense. And of course, going into free agency, guess who the top quarterback is, everybody? Yeah, luckily there's no other bids. Here's what I'm going to do. We have so much salary cap space. I really just want to get him on a 1 year. Get him on a 1 year, prove it. See if he comes back and the market's not what he wanted, and he plays well, we can reconvene. But let's see what the interest looks like on a 1 year deal. It's probably gonna be yellow, because the draft class does not look good for quarterbacks, fellas. There's no other way to break it down. Does not look like a good draft class. Honestly, I'll see what happens. We bump this up to a $10 million bonus. 1 year, we'll give him 21 and 10. 1 year, pretty much like a franchise tag. Still, he's not really feeling it. Other positions we do need to take a look at here is wide receiver. Need a slot wide receiver. Could TPJ be that? Also, could we just find one in the draft? Usually, if you're looking for that third wide receiver, you don't want to pay one in free agency. We do need a new starting guard. Would love for, James Daniels. Interesting. We'll put in a friendly offer here. You can come in, plug and play right now at right guard. We'll throw in an offer, competitive with the other top bids. We also, I think that's it. I think that's all we really need right now in terms of positions. So let's see what happens, man. Let's kind of see what happens with Goff. I don't know what his market's going to be. Seattle also comes in. We get James Daniels. Seattle comes into the market, and he just didn't want to be here. There's no way that we had still the top offer for him, and he dips. So we are now stuck between a rock and a hard place as it relates to the quarterback spot. Trey Lance is here, but there's 8 bids on him. We got Geno. Jesus. Do we just Davis Mills on a 1 year? I'll give Davis Mills 1 year. Fuck, man, we're just burnt. You know what the only good thing is, fellas? It's year 3. If you watch any of my content, you know year 3 is always butt cheeks. So we'll see if we can bring in Davis Mills to come in. It's going to be between him and Hendon Hooker. Best quarterback gets to start the garbage sim year. And we look towards, honestly, I'm probably going to see if I can trade out of the first round and get 2 first-round picks next year so that we can trade up and try to grab a quarterback if there's a good QB there. So first things first, what can I get for the first-round pick in terms of players? Is there any team more so that would trade me a quarterback? An interesting quarterback. Getting a lot of wide receivers, skill position players. Devin Witherspoon could be cool. Bringing Jeff Okudah back for another swing of things. But not getting any QB, so hopefully come pick 23, we can find a way to get a 2026 first rounder from someone desperate enough. All right, we are actually able to trade out. The Tennessee Titans are offering us a first next year, which gives us 2. We still get a 3rd round pick this year, which, we should be able to find a way to get a hit, get a target there. Be it, honestly, when I'm looking at it, probably wide receiver. Get that third wide receiver is really, if we can hit on one of those and get out of this draft, I think we'll be looking pretty good. Humphrey is the guy that we want. I don't have a whole lot of scouting on him, but he looks pretty good. 4.2 speed. We'll find a way to make this happen. So he sent a 2 and a 4 to move up a couple spots here. to the 12th pick, I think it was, of the second round, 11th pick of the second round, so that we could get our swing at the top wide receiver on our board. There's also an all-name wide receiver, guy named, oh man, are you kidding me? Chip Caps. You know what? If that was Chip Chaps, I'd probably get him. But not good enough to beat the traits of William Mumphrey, 5'8", 193, Arizona State. He's a priority guy, elite speed, elite agility, good acceleration, normal dev. Huh. Our BPA is absolutely not a position need, especially after we signed James Daniels, but we did get a hidden dev lineman here in Jared Dodson. Just gonna punt the rest of this draft flow. Is looking pretty weak, especially with their draft capital. Really, our topic of the draft is getting a first-round pick next season, which is what we do. We have 2 of them. Mumphrey, with no dev traits, still getting a 74 overall wide receiver in the second round is pretty good value. You get a 72 hidden dev guard in the third round. Kind of followed our board. Is simmed out. Not much there. I mean, we got a fast running back here in Tracy Burse, who did have a dev trait. Got a lot of speed there, so it's, you know, certainly something to be our running back 3 behind Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. But, I mean, ultimately, there was only one first-round grade quarterback, and I don't think he was... Yeah, he went first overall anyways. I don't think I was going to draft a 75 quarterback. But then again, we're going to see him twice a year if he's really good. Raphael Wagner. Because Madden can never have a top quarterback go to a regular school, Middle Tennessee State. Pretty much a league. Have you ever seen a #1 overall, and I guess superstar, damn. Have you ever seen, like... Have you even ever seen a top 3 quarterback that that went to a school that is ever not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always schools that never have, that's stupid. It's so stupid. Fix that in Madden 24. How easy is that? Flick the switch when you have the generator. Use like a pool of schools that actually put in first round quarterbacks. Fuck it. We'll give Hendon Hooker the opportunity. 1 year as a starter. Discrepancy's not that big between him and Mills. Let's see what he can do. Rest of the team, we're running it back with a very good offense. They have a brand new upgrade at wide receiver 3, upgrade at right guard as well. Our offensive line is probably the best in the NFL, at least best in the NFC, I think, especially with the Eagles regressing and retiring and stuff like that. Defensively, maybe you could add that our corner room's not the strongest. Heron is our top corner. We have Wood in there, both guys that we drafted. Sutton has regressed just a little bit. He's getting up there in age. But, I mean, you throw in the fact that we have 3 legitimate studs at safety, kind of lessens the sting there a little bit as Heron. I mean, I think Heron definitely can develop and do a very nice starter for a Super Bowl caliber Lions team. Maybe everyone else, they're still missing pieces, right? I think we could probably find another legitimate pass rusher. Houston's not really putting up the numbers that we really like to see. Definitely could retool the corner room a little bit. Offensively, don't have a quarterback. So... it's year 3. It's always the most random and pointless season if there's going to be one in a 5-year rebuild. So it's not that bad. Honestly, what I'm hoping for is our dev traits don't get destroyed. Like, can we get by with like maybe 1 or 2 dev trait losses? Because it's probably going to be a down year. And 2, hope to God they generate some good quarterbacks in the draft class. Okay, just beat Dallas and we're 5-2. What is it Hendon Hooker or is everyone else just stepping up? Everyone else is kind of just stepping up. I mean, he's not playing bad. Let's not get it twisted for like a sub 70 overall player, 16 touchdowns and 5. But it's not like Hendon Hooker's magically, like 23rd in yards, 14. He's playing solid. He's an operator. He's a game manager at this point. And you know what? Keeping us competitive in a year that's almost always a down year. Got to respect that a little bit. Let's look at some of our contracts here. Got Sewell up first. Let's see if we can get by with a friendly, but I mean, pretty much got to pay any price to keep him. Best tackle in Madden. Montgomery, we don't need 2 running backs. It's been nice to have him while we have had him, but we got Gibbs for a reason. Kirby Joseph, very crucial part of our secondary. He's going to make us overpay, but we really can't let him walk. Houston, I mean, awesome story going from, I believe, honestly, he was on the Florida Gators and he transferred to HBCU. And then kind of came out of nowhere in real life last year as a rookie for the Detroit Lions. But honestly, I'm going to see where he stands at the end of the year. If he's still not, getting 5-6 sacks, I need more production from my other starting defensive end. Rodrigo's been great, so let's see if we can get him on a 3-year deal. I like the combo of him and Jack Campbell as our 2 linebackers. They've been fairly serviceable. Probably can move on from just about everyone else here. So we're definitely going to come back to make sure Joseph and Sewell resign. And we're going to go into free agency, probably around $65, $70 million of cap to spend. Make this team better. Yeah. 14-3, number 1 defense. Now, I don't know. Don't know. Year 3, this is the first time it's ever gone for us. Didn't have crazy passing numbers. But, I mean, fuck, Hendon Hooker might be that guy. Now, I will show you the kind of discussions that's going to go in. Because when we had the big year with Jared Goff, and now we get Hendon Hooker, and obviously there's a realm of realism to this, right? Versus going with a drafted, generated quarterback. Hendon Hooker's actually a player that maybe some Detroit Lions fans are excited about. And he played really, really well. But what I'm starting to get a trend is that it's probably the team around us. Almost any quarterback will give us, you know, some sort of stat line like this for the most part. Our rushing offense was pretty damn good. St. Brown, outstanding, 14 yards, 17 tutties, 11-11 for Jameson Williams. He's kind of been able to copy and paste that throughout this rebuild. Jack Campbell goes over 100 tackles. We had 20.5 sacks from Aiden Hutchinson. Let's freaking go. Houston had his best year. Maybe we kick him a contract. Derek Brown was really, really nice for D-tackle. 3 picks. GJ, yearly awards, MVP goes to Josh Allen. Hendon Hooker coming in at number 8. All this being said, I got to show you guys a quarterback prospect that I found. Looking for the yearly awards, just seeing if we had anything here. Hendon Hooker was a runner-up. He's still only a 70. My point is, are we going to really, like, hedge as Amon-Ra St. Brown wins wide receiver of the year? Are we really going to hedge this entire rebuild on, like, a 70-some quarterback? Now, it's an awkward spot to be in because clearly, you know, he's playing well. But we've already, like, kind of gone down the path of, like, we should draft a quarterback. And we get a quarterback that has all A's and potentially, you know, once we get to the scouting here a little bit, elite throw power. Well, no, actually, he won't. He only have good to great throw power. That's something to consider. I mean, I don't know, man. Don't know. You know what's a fair judge of maybe pointing us in the right direction? How far of a playoff run can Hendon Hooker take us on? We start in the division round against the 8-9 Seattle Seahawks. This is when it matters. Are you going to be Joel Embiid and play well in the regular season and disappear in the postseason? And we're one and done in the playoffs. Did Hendon Hooker play well? Did he cost us this game? Definitely didn't cost us the game. 300 yards, 1 touchdown. Oh, you motherfucker. Oh, that's so... Oh, come on. Him? Out of any 31 other quarterbacks, him? Dallas won the Super Bowl. Who cares, right? Because they win it all the time. Hendon Hooker goes up dev trait. No one else goes up or down. Oh, my God, man. I don't know what to do. Don't know. Kirby Joseph lost his superstar, which sucks. What? Oh, man. This is all I almost wish I was streaming. See what people want. It's a tough call. Doing free agency, not going to target a quarterback. Davis Mills is actually like the best quarterback who couldn't even play for us. So we're going to look at Andrew Booth, put in a competitive offer. And then we're going to look back at bringing back James Houston. So we got Andrew Booth. James Houston told us to go F ourselves. So we're going to be going into this draft with probably still, we could look at corner, pass rush, quarterback. Thought about it. Thought about it long and hard. Long and hard. And with this guy not being top 5 talent, even though he got 4 A's, with him being a strong iron archetype, with only having great throw power, not elite throw power, and he's only a round 1 fully scouted talent, not top 5, the likelihood is that he's not going to be better than Hendon Hooker. That's the case, and Hendon Hooker can play like he does again this year. We know we have a guaranteed depth chart. There's a chance this guy's normal depth. We have a star dev, Hendon Hooker. If he plays like he did this year, going in year 5, he'll be a superstar quarterback. And he's a real player. He's part of the draft class that made us want to really do this video. So I think we'll stick with Hendon Hooker, because I think we can do damage with our picks. We have the Titans' first pick, which ended up being pick number 4. Plus, we have our own pick, which is going to be in the 20s. So Dillard, the quarterback, does end up going first overall. We need to check him out. Well, we're able to kind of just sit and wait. We need a pass rusher in a corner. I know the corner that I want at 27. Hopefully he's still there. Pass rusher, things get a little more dicey. Got to try to sift through the weeds here a little bit. We have Montrell Gresham, because we did so much of our scouting focusing on quarterbacks that now that we don't need a quarterback, we're going to make the right call here. So Montrell Gresham is a power rusher, so I'm not too worried about the finesse move. A tackle, B power move. Combine, not bad. Not S tier, but not bad. We also did our scouting here on Luke Kyle, 2 first name suspect, but AA, double C. And the combine's a little bit better. Similar athlete, but at least he has the elite strength trait to kind of go off of. We also, well, we didn't really do scouting on Vince Ford, but we did scouting down here on, where is it? We got another pass rusher for sure. Here, Solomon Grant. Ugh, that's not very good. I know the corner that I want. I'm not going to pick him now. You know I'm a pause. A little bit of a size queen when it comes to, oh, gross. When it comes to corners. And I got Tevin Johnson here, who looks like this guy's going to be good. 6'4", elite speed. That's going to be my guy. Okay? Pause. Size queen. But I think for pass rusher, it's a tough call between Kyle and Gresham. Let me just see. Let me just get one more look. So he's 6 in the 40-yard dash. Doesn't have the strength, but he's 6'6", and 5. Where's Luke Kyle in those attributes? Those are usually the tell. 6'6", and 5. He's 8, 11, and 7. Oh, man, it's a tough call. We're stalling way too long here. But he's the double. Does this guy even have any A's? He has A tackling, B. We'll go Luke Kyle. Luke Kyle with the 4th pick. Hey, he looks pretty solid, man. Put this guy on the other side of Hutchinson. Hopefully it works out. And then here at pick 27, our own first-round pick, we're going to grab ourselves a corner. Tevin Johnson out of Toledo. Welcome to the Detroit Lions. All right, we'll just sim to the end here. The biggest decision in this draft wasn't what we did with our first 2 picks in the first round. It was the decision to go with Hendon Hooker at quarterback. Hopefully that does not bite us in the ass, because that will sink or swim us here for the remainder of the rebuild. Luke Kyle, yeah, that's gonna have to be a good depth trait. That is a whiff of a top 5 selection. 73 hidden dev. That's a star. That's if that's a star, it's not a bad pick. Okay, it's not a bust. That's just a rough starting spot. Very happy that Tevin Johnson though is a 76 hidden dev as a rookie. He's gonna be a day 1 starter for us. On the outside, we're able to get a 73 center. Rest of the board kind of sucked. But let's look at this draft board here. We got 2 players. One, obviously, is the quarterback. Austin Dillard, this is who we considered. At QB, what's the dev? If it's a star dev, we're fine. If it's X Factor, if it's superstar, we probably made the wrong call. It's only a star. So I think we're looking good from that standpoint. Now, we picked Kyle over Gresham. It's only a 1 overall point difference, so it's not like we whiffed and this guy's in the 70s. Gresham's dev, probably going to be star. Let's be optimistic here. It's going to be a star dev, right? This is a star. Okay. So, like, all in all, not brutal. I saw a 79 corner. Hugh Cartwright. Damn it. Just down on him a little bit. But either way, yeah. It's all on Hendon Hooker. A lot of pressure on him being the guy here for the final 2 years of this rebuild to bring us a Super Bowl. So here's how our team's going to line up. Year 4, 73 overall, Hendon Hooker. The pressure's all on him. Offense is ready to run it back. See what the kid got. Defensively, well, we used our coaching tree ability to unlock a depth trait. And Johnson, our 2nd first-round pick, height, weight, speed, superstar corner. So we're going to bump him up the depth chart, get him to play. Andrew Booth was our big free agency signing from the Minnesota Vikings. So our corner room is very much improved. Excited to see what Kyle can bring as well as our secondary pass rusher behind Aiden Hutchinson. Kind of space out the linebackers here a little bit. Branch, Joseph, CJ, GJ still elite in the secondary. I mean, looking at this, we'll go Rodrigo here. Don't need Brian Branch pulling double duty. Again, it's all about Hendon Hooker. Is he going to play like he did last year? If he does, we're going to be amazing, and he's going to be a superstar quarterback, not only for this season, but for the 5th and final year of this rebuild. If he underwhelms and plays like a 73 quarterback, we're going to be in trouble. Midway point of year 4, and we're 4-3. Not too bad. Only a game back in the division. I'm not so happy that it looks like our offense is struggling. Still an elite defensive unit. Hendon Hooker is, well, where's Hendon Hooker at? 2nd in tutties. Yards kind of suck, but that is okay. He's our guy. That's our quarterback. That's our quarterback right there. I think I'm going to have to pay him this year, which kind of sucks. Let's see that right now. Midway point, year 4. Who's getting paid? $120 million of available salary cap. Up first, got Payne Hudson. Pretty much blank check. Get him across the dotted line. We have Frank Ragnow. Well, it's a center. You only should prioritize the center so much. J-Mo, he's been awesome. He's been a reliable 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. Keep him here. 69 mil. We're rolling. We got Brian Branch, very valuable member of the squad. We'll give him a 4-year deal. We're rocking and rolling. 61 mil left. We have Jack Campbell. Obviously part of that rookie class. Don't want to let him walk. He needs more money. Interesting. Let's get the QB here. Oh, shit. That's going to be super affordable, honestly. I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to re-sign everybody. Yeah, we probably can. If it's only going to take us, we'll say that if he's 0 interest there and he's 21, probably 25, we'll get Hendon Hooker to sign on the dotted line. So let's kind of keep this team around. We might be able to get an upgrade over Jonah Jackson. Might be able to get an upgrade over Lee McNeil. Probably could get an upgrade over Laporte. He's been a surprise. I thought he'd develop a little bit better. But definitely Ragnow, Jack Campbell, and Hendon Hooker. That's at least what I want to get done in season. All right, we're you know what? I don't want to, even with the regression, the mantra, you run your lineman to the ground. He's still going to be probably an 80 star. Never mind then. You can go fuck off. Let's look at Hendon Hooker. Get him signed. Even if we go very player-friendly, 5-year, 50, he's playing like it, man. He's been great. And the Hendon Hooker era stays true. Now, I'm a little bit worried about that pass yardage because you do need to have certain thresholds, top 5 pass yards, top 5 touchdowns to feel good about a dev trade. But Hendon Hooker led us to 13-4. We have a #1 defense again. Detroit, you know what? Sneaky good sim defense. I feel like the last time we did Detroit, they also had just different players, obviously. Still very good defensive units. So that's something to keep an eye on. Wish they could do that in real life. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll turn it around. Hendon Hooker, 41 touchdowns. Again, don't know if he's going to get the dev trait. Doesn't matter. This could be normal dev. If you sim like this, you're going to give us a shot. Gibbs, 12-12. 12-12 for St. Brown. 1,000 yards for Jameson Williams. Laporta. That's anytime you get 8-7, 8-6, 8-8, which is what we got from him so far in this rebuild under your tight end consistently. I'm not going to complain. Both Rodriguez and Jack Campbell going over 100 tackles. 18 sacks Hutchinson. 13 from Derek Brown. McNeil was 6. 4 for Luke Kyle. That's it's a little bit of a wet fart of a top 5 pick, especially by my standards. But hey, if the player's not there, the player's not there. We definitely made up for that by getting Johnson here, who's up to an 80 superstar. If we got that guy at pick, 3 or pick 4, right? If we got that guy at pick 4 and then got the defensive end late in the first, we wouldn't even be talking about it. Yearly awards, MVP goes to Hayden Schaefer, of course, just whoever the fuck the Bucks quarterback is. Joe Burrow, wow, crushing it with Seattle. Did we make the wrong decision? Oh, we got lineman of the year. Could be a superstar lineman in store for James Daniels. Should be pretty cool. I just want to say, did we make the wrong call? Maybe, because obviously Goff is thriving there with Seattle. Beat us, knocked us out of the playoffs last year. But Hendon Hooker's thriving right now as well. Feel like we'd be no further ahead or behind, regardless of who our quarterback was between those two names. Opening round here of the playoffs. Looking for our first victory on the Hendon Hooker era. And back-to-back years, one and done. But this one here can't go on. Hendon Hooker, man, our #1 ranked defense, gave up 38 points. 28 of those in the second quarter. Hooker played well. #1 defense. You can't let a 70-some quarterback do that. Oh my God, the Bucks. Fix the playbooks in Madden 24, please. I can't do another year of this shit. Guess who won the Super Bowl? The Kansas City Chiefs did. You probably thought it was the Bucks, but if you didn't think of the Bucks, your second choice would have been the Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. Moving on. As it relates to dev traits, Daniel's got his dev trait up to a superstar because he won lineman of the year. No dev trait for Hooker, but again, as long as he keeps playing, it doesn't matter what his dev trait is. Defensively, no dev traits up or down, which I guess is a win. And we're going to spend big in free agency. We need a slot wide receiver. Jordan Addison did not get his contract picked up from the Minnesota Vikings. Perfect fit for us in the slot. I'm going to get Christian Barmore, but he's going to be our defensive tackle, our upgrade over Elim McNeil, 6'4", 310 D end. Clearly a D tackle in our scheme. And then we're going to bring back Sam Laporta, as he was the top available tight end on the market. And for our fifth and final year, this is just kind of our is what it is draft class. None of these guys are really going to play. But top pick, 74 hidden dev tight end. He was projected to actually go in the 3rd round. So I guess, found a little bit of a stud here. Oh, let's go. That's a slam dunk to finish the rebuild, huh? Superstar dev. And here's our final team. Year 1 to 5. This is the team that I think will be able to bring us a Super Bowl. Hendon Hooker under center. Detroit Lion, trying to become a Detroit Lion legend. Trying to be the first quarterback to ever do that. Trying to do what? Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, others in the great illustrious string of quarterbacks for Detroit have failed to do in the past. Can Hendon Hooker do it? I got faith. Jahmyr Gibbs up to a 97 superstar. Who's laughing now? 97 superstar. No one's laughing in 5 years' time if that's what he's done with his career. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Jordan Addison at wide receiver. Laporta's been nice. Offensive line is outstanding. Decker, Jackson, Ragnow, Daniels, and Sewell. Most of that is the original line, but everyone knows Detroit has a great offensive line. We got Hutchinson. We're actually going to bump Barmore up there to... come on, of course it's going to mess up the depth chart. I'll fix that. Anyway, we're going to have Barmore D-tackle, and we're going to have Kyle at the other defensive end spot. Hutchinson has been incredible. He's been very good. Rest of our secondary, we got Booth, Johnson, and Heron. Our safeties are on point. CJ, GJ, Joseph, superstar Brian Branch. Our linebacking core is nice. Rodrigo and Jack Campbell lead that unit. And again, we've had the #1 defense for pretty much, well, top 3 defense, we'll say, for like 3 years in a row. If they just don't throw up a stinker, we're at least going to have an opportunity to try to win a Super Bowl. This team is 100% making the playoffs this year. All right, here we go. We got at least what we asked for. We didn't win the division, but with 11-6 is a pretty good record. We had, at least the #9 rushing offense and the #1 defense. I got to remember that, man. If we ever struggling with a 4-3 defense, maybe just flip it to the Detroit Lions. But we get a chance here to go on a run and win a Super Bowl. That's what it's all about. Looking at our stats. Head solid. 4,100 yards, 34 touchdowns, 3 picks. And if you don't see who we're taking on the first round of the playoffs, it's Jared Goff and the Seattle Seahawks. So that's awesome, especially if we crash and burn right out the gate. Sure, I won't lose my shit. Run the ball. Jahmyr Gibbs has been really solid for us in this rebuild, really consistent. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been amazing in this rebuild. He's been super consistent. He is a game changer on the offensive side of the ball. Worst year of the rebuild for Jameson Williams, not peaking at the right time, which kind of sucks. Defensively, Jack Campbell, 100 tackles again. He's been able to reliably get us that. 18 sacks for Hutchinson, 7.5 for Luke Kyle. We got 2 picks, Rodrigo, Booth, and Joseph, as well as Brian Branch. All pretty good numbers. Yearly awards, MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. Fine. Hendon Hooker at #8. Let's go, #8. NFC Seahawks player. Let's just see if we got any lines. Any lines? No, a lot of Falcons. Sure, we'll probably run into them in the playoffs. But while we're here, so I don't get angry, let's look at how everyone's played so far. Because a lot of the featured players of this rebuild have been guys that have been with the Detroit Lions, or lifers, or guys that we started with in that first draft class. Hendon Hooker as a 3-year starter, 13,000 yards passing, 115 touchdowns to 20 picks. That's just throwing 20 interceptions in 3 seasons. So very accurate. It's been very reliable. Jahmyr Gibbs, 6,400 yards, 46 touchdowns in 5 years. Pretty good, averaging over 1,000 a year. Receiving, we have 8,600 yards, 83 touchdowns for Amon-Ra St. Brown, 6,600 yards, 51 tutties for Jameson Williams. Laporta, 4,000 yards and 28 tutties. Again, I guess the only thing that's a little bit disappointing is obviously Laporta never really popped off with his dev traits, and we never really utilized Jahmyr Gibbs too much as a receiving back. It's probably just the Lions playbook because he was like our receiving back the entire time. But in terms of like capturing the skill set of Jahmyr Gibbs, he probably would have, more in line with, he's comped to Alvin Kamara. Probably should have like 3,000 yards receiving in this rebuild. But it is what it is. I'm not going to overly complain. He's been a great rusher. We have 600 tackles for Rodrigo, 500 for Jack Campbell, which has been pretty good. On the sacks front, 94.5 from Aiden Hutchinson. That's really it. You know, we have definitely struggled to find consistent pass rush on the other side. We brought in Kyle. We had James Houston for a little bit. But 94.5 for Aiden Hutchinson. I'll take that every day of the week. Campbell with 10 interceptions. Brian Branch with 9 on 350 tackles. Joseph was solid. He's gone up to a superstar at points throughout this rebuild. So, I think we've done respectably. But it doesn't really matter. This is one of those rebuilds that if we don't win a Super Bowl, it's just not going to matter. Got to find a way to pull the trigger. First round is a rematch of just the quarterbacks. Jared Goff and the Seattle Seahawks. And it's close. 31-27. And we earned the right to get shit kicked by the Bucs in the next round. But we'll at least take this win. And look at that. We got 21 in the fourth. We got 0 points at halftime. Hendon Hooker turned on the NOS like he's Vin Diesel and got this thing over the line at the end. Jameson Williams, big game, 123 yards. Defensively, got some sacks. Got Kirby Joseph interceptions. But now, you already know, man. I guess a fair argument, just to entertain you, is like, what's the worst? Would you rather see Dallas or Tampa? For me personally, I'd rather see Tampa because at least it's not losing to the Cowboys, which I never want to do in any facet of my life. But, I just made a tweet talking about what needs to get fixed in Madden 24. I'll share that right now because I'm sure we're going to lose and this video is going to get absolute wet fart of a finale. Here's my bare minimum Madden 24 wish list. I'm just going to run through it because I'm probably going to forget to clip the actual picture. Number 1, playbook shouldn't determine who wins. Another year of the Chiefs, Bucs, and Cowboys dominating every year would be absolutely brutal. It's already so boring. Number 2, no depth chart re-signing after signing a player or a player gets injured. Every time you do that, your depth chart will reset. So annoying. Franchise safe stability. Zero excuse to have, the glitches and corrupted and all that different stuff happening. Can't happen again. Number 4, you should be able to start a franchise and start your franchise journey as an offensive or defensive coordinator. Number 5, top generated draft class quarterbacks need to come from realistic schools. Like, it's not even close. 9 out of 10, they're coming from a school that's never had a first round quarterback. I've never really have a fucking starting quarterback in the NFL. It's played out. It's corny. It's boring. We need to nerf the 5 to 6 players every year at the wide receiver spot that feel like they have 4.2 speed. Doesn't happen. Make the 4.2 guys feel unique. Fix the 5th-year option conversation. Stop having the random GM suggest that we shouldn't pick up the option on my X Factor quarterback because it's not worth it. Number 7, don't show a player's hidden depth trait in the weekly trading menu. If they're an X Factor, you could see it every single time. It's a glitch. It's been the last couple games. Number 8, have CPU teams trade during the draft. How insane would it be if I'm the Detroit Lions and I'm trying to line up, say, a quarterback when we needed a quarterback. And we're like, all right, we'll wait. We're sitting at pick 3. We'll be able to get our guys. And then you just have the Green Bay Packers trade in front of you. You have no idea. You're blindsided. Imagine how exciting that would make the draft, right? Number 9, should be able to edit the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator names and likeness just to make it realistic. It's a loophole, right? Just let us do that. I know you might not have the licensing rights for that. Let us do it. And number 10, new relocation content. I know it's a big ask. Come on. Stop copy and pasting that shit. All right, here we go. Let's get this one over with. We had the Bucs. I'm going to say we probably have a 40% chance of winning. Oh, we do. 28-14, setting up an NFC North battle. We are back in the championship game. We made it here in year number 1 with Jared Goff. It's been a long time since, and we got all the momentum, beating the Tampa Bay Bucs in a matchup where Hendon Hooker played a very clean game. 300 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And Schaefer, whoever the generated guy who almost won the MVP last year, or did he win the MVP? 2 interceptions, massive shout out. Kirby Joseph, who has 2 picks to start this in both his playoff games, and Jack Campbell getting the interception. That sets up an NFC championship game where we're likely going to probably play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, which is going to suck. But let's hop in front row and just prove that we are the top team in the division here. I will get handsy. We will get after it here if we need to. And, get our stink on this matchup if this thing starts to get a little one-sided, because I want to win a freaking trophy here with the Detroit Lions. Able to get a touchdown there, pull one back, 14-7. Now we had to turn the ball over, pretty much spot them a free touchdown, which can't happen. So we're going to come here on 3rd and 3 and try to get this in the end zone and cut it to 7 before halftime. Give me a play with, I mean, honestly, we're probably going to want to just send it to Jameson Williams. But they're not giving us the best look there, so maybe we look in the middle field to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just at least keep the drive going, get that first down. We got plenty of time. 2 interceptions for Hendon Hooker, no touchdowns. Moment's a little big for him right now, which is, I don't want to say unreasonable, but okay, let's go. Jameson Williams, you have 99 speed. Just win right out the line with this slant, which he does because he's so fast. And hopefully we don't give up our number 1 defense. Gotta remind you, number 1 defense again. Ooh, look at that ticker. The Chiefs lost. We already got the first roll to go our way. Now we just need our number 1 defense to play like a number 1 defense. And it looks like they're right on their way to giving up 40-some points here in a must-win. But we got a chance. We get a touchdown here. We'll send St. Brown deep. We'll be able to get this one off to Mixon, our superstar tight end that we drafted. Hendon Hooker, 3 interceptions. It's like the dilemma that we've had. Nice, CPU gets a touchdown. The dilemma that we had with deciding who was going to be our quarterback. Oh my God, why did I sim that? We got to go for this. I'm going to go for this. Is going to come back to bite us in the ass potentially. If in our biggest moment, the quarterback that we were unsure of. Oh, let's just slant this one. Throws 3 picks in the biggest game. There we go. We got him. Easy. 90. Yeah, when you got a 99 slot machine like St. Brown, you know, they're going to have a 99 slot corner matchup with that, or we're going to take it. They turn the ball over. Come on. Get the touchdown. Fuck me, man. What are we going to do to get a touchdown here? I hate this. Oh, my God. This game, dude. All right, like 8 failed attempts on both sidelines. A field goal will win it. Can I just throw one up to Jameson Williams and kick the field? At least set the computer up to kick the field goal and win it. And he's too fast for you. We're going to the Super Bowl. Colts, Lions. How many picks did Hooker throw? 3 picks? 3 picks, 3 touchdowns. Okay. All right, we're in the Super Bowl. It's all that matters. Big time Super Bowl matchup. The Detroit Lions, a franchise, a city that is starved for a champion. Got it right in front of us. Maybe we don't gotta take down Lamar Jackson and the Colts. But it could have been the Chiefs. It could have been the Chiefs, and we had no chance. We got a chance here. Number 1 defense gives up 7, gives up 14 right away. Number 1 defense in the NFL. Gives up 21. Number 1 defense in the NFL, right? But luckily, we're able to go downfield and kick a field goal before halftime. Number 1 defense, 28 points. Come on, like we used up all my plays. I used up all my personal snaps in that championship game. Number 1 defense in the NFL. I tried, fellas. Tried. It's like that Linkin Park song. Tried so hard, got so far. In the end, didn't matter. Well, let me know what rebuild you guys want to see next. Maybe we'll have better luck. Definitely, you know, I'm not going to say we botched it, but, you know, the quarterback spot here, never really felt amazing about it. Even though we had some good play, never really felt amazing about the stability of our quarterback spot. And in the 2 biggest games, our Hendon Hooker did not do the job for us. So I would say looking at the draft and looking at the popular teams people have been talking about, I think Pittsburgh, I really like the Steelers draft. So I think running it back with Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, that's a fun one for me. So a lot of Atlanta Falcons suggestions as well. Let me know which one you want to see. If you want to see Pittsburgh next, we're going to run the Steelers. I'm leaning that way, but you know, if we get some momentum on a specific team in the comments, we might be able to do that one. But thank you guys very much for watching. Another just awesome result rebuild. But I had fun building this team for sure. Had fun seeing the success of that 2023 Detroit Lion class throughout, which was pretty cool and kind of the reason why I wanted to do this rebuild in the first place. So that was awesome. That'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that cheesy YouTuber stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Till then, it's your boy C4. Say peace out. Love you. Have a good one.